Okay, Marcia, hit it.
I believe Ms. Clark tried to insinuate...
Well, let me just see if there's more.
Okay.
Well, no, there's nothing on that. The rest of it goes on then. Cato arrived at Kramer's residence on Friday morning, June the 17th, and Kramer reluctantly allowed him inside. And it was the same day that Detectives Carr and Tippin served him with a grand jury subpoena. There's nothing more about the events at Rockingham, that's all.
Right.
All right.
Is that a good faith offer of proof or what? I mean, the witness said exactly what I confronted our witness with. And Mr. Shapiro has this report. I don't know what kind of game he's playing now.
Yeah.
Let's call the jury, Your Honor.
Your Honor, my recollection of the questions yesterday were that they went into the demeanor of Mr. Simpson and what Cato Kalin told Grant Kramer about Mr. Simpson's demeanor and how out of sorts it was. Than the simple paragraph that Ms. Clark has read to Your Honor, and I would still urge the court to make an inquiry of Ms. Clark as to where the reports are that talk about Cato Kalin talking to Grant Kramer about demeanor.
Oh, do I have to read everything to him? Jeez.
Ms. Clark.
Page 906, Your Honor.
Ms. Clark.
I'm sorry.
That kind of comment's not necessary.
I apologize to the court. I'm sorry. Cato told Kramer
She's frazzled.
and Shea.
What page are you?
I'm sorry, page 906.
Right.
Kramer's talking about Cato's recounting of O.J.'s demeanor at the time after the limo had arrived. Cato told Kramer that he observed O.J. to be frazzled and out of breath, quote unquote, and did not look like he had just awakened from sleep at the time the limo driver arrived. I think that's what I asked him.
Okay. And was there another question to my recollection concerning...
And that is pursuant to an anonymous, actually on two separate occasions, anonymous tips that we have received. One anonymous, one not. One from either an ex-girlfriend or the ex-wife of Cato Kalin on television, saying that he described the defendant's demeanor after the recital as being furious, angry, yelling, and shouting. We received a backup to that yesterday, another tip, in which Cato had allegedly told that witness as well that after the recital he was furious, yelling and screaming and shouting about Nicole.
All right, when did you receive this information regarding the ex-wife or ex-girlfriend?
Okay, that was on television. That was a news report, a news interview, and that was.
I'm looking 31.
I don't remember when. I think it was maybe 2-3 weeks ago. I don't have a report on it. It was on television.
There
Have you subpoenaed this
There's
person?
Johnny. There's Mr.
Not yet.
Johnny.
Actually, I have Detective Van Adder trying to locate her.
Mr. Johnny.
He's sitting right here.
Well, him personally, his helpers. He's aware of this.
All right. Any comment as to that issue?
I want the mustache a little longer.
My understanding of the law in California is that good faith requires something more than tabloid television or tabloid newspapers to be able to ask questions on cross-examination in the way that they were asked yesterday. And at a very minimum, a follow-up, knowing that this witness was a key witness and had been was the first witness interviewed in this case in June of 1994. That coming to court now 10 months later and saying we still haven't followed up on other reports, knowing from that day he gave them the name of Grant Kramer and said he had been with Grant Kramer. Clearly, I think the court should find there was bad faith and that the jury should be admonished that questions were asked in bad faith and that there was no basis, in fact, for asking them.
All right. Thank you, counsel.
The court should be aware that Mr. Kalin did not volunteer to us that he went to Grant Kramer's house. That is false. We found that out independently. And there's been no bad faith here. I think that's obvious. You know, the witness interview that I talked about, the fact that someone says it on television, this is not a reporter characterizing what this woman said. This is the woman herself on television saying it. So that's a little different. You know, we have someone who is saying it, who has been viewed probably nationally saying what I have represented to Mr. Kalin. If he chooses not to admit that he said that, that's his choice. But it certainly is a good faith showing. It's not required that I have statements under oath. And Mr. Shapiro is very well aware of that. He's simply trying to protect his witness. But this woman did state personally on television what I confronted Mr. Kalin with. Furthermore, with respect to the statement about Grant Kramer,
Do you have a videotape of this interview?
we've been trying to locate that. You know, ever since I heard about it, we've been trying to locate the tape. People have called me who have seen it and told me about it. So I mean, I'm not.
What news program was this on?
I believe it was Channel 7, and that's why it's been difficult to locate. 3 people called me to say that they had seen this woman talking on television. It was a 7 or 7:30 show during the week about the statements that Kalin had made to her concerning the defendant's demeanor. And we've been trying to locate the footage as well as the person. And Detective Van Etta can actually testify to the fact that I've requested him to locate this person, because I did immediately upon hearing that. But certainly I have enough for a good faith showing to ask Mr. Kalin about this and confront him with it. If he admits it, then fine. And if he doesn't, the witness will be produced. But in any case...
I think he's already been confronted with those 3 issues, hasn't he?
Right. Well, and the court is aware of the fact that we are prepared to back it up. And Mr. Kalin did not volunteer his conversations with Grant Kramer. He never volunteered the name. We found that out on our own.
All right, thank you, counsel.
So he would be to O.J.'s right.
Your Honor, may I refer the court most respectfully to page 348 of the murder book, the first report that was filed, and that was the report of Officer Tippin and Carr regarding Grant Kramer, regarding Cato Kalin. And the first line of that report on page 2 is friend and business partner Grant Kramer, and it gives his number.
All right, thank you. All right, counsel, I find the offer of proof to be sufficient for the purposes of the examination of this witness. I'll overrule the objection at this time. Let's have the jury. Mr. Kalin, would you please resume the witness stand, please? All right, the record should reflect that we have been rejoined by all the members of our trial jury. Mr. Brian Kalin is presently on the witness stand undergoing direct examination by Ms. Clark. Good morning again, Mr. Kalin.
Morning.
Mr. Kalin, you're reminded you were still under oath. And Ms. Clark, you may conclude your direct examination.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Kalin.
Morning.
How are you doing today?
Now, you indicated yesterday that you went to the McDonald's with Mr. Simpson, leaving Rockingham at about 10 after 9.
Yes.
And I believe you stated that you went to the one on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Yes.
Do you recall telling us yesterday also that that was not the closest McDonald's to the Rockingham residence?
Yes.
So the one you went to was farther than you needed to go to McDonald's, is that right?
Yes.
Now, during the trip to McDonald's, the defendant, you said, had told you he didn't have time to take a nap?
Yes, it came up.
He didn't have time to take a nap, and you went to the farther McDonald's. Can you tell us why you went to the McDonald's that was farther from the Rockingham residence?
If you know.
Oh, I was in the car. I didn't know where we're going.
Did you have a discussion with Mr. Simpson about which one to go to?
No.
Did he tell you why you were going to the one that was farther away?
No.
Touchdown.
Now, I believe you also testified that back at
touchdown.
Rockingham, before you left for McDonald's, the defendant told you that he bills for the Sky Cap because he only had $100 bills, is that right?
A $5.
Paid for the food with a $20 bill?
A different 20.
A different 20?
Yes.
And he gave you back the change, did he?
Yes.
He didn't keep a $5 bill for himself?
No.
Did you see him try and break the $20 bill you'd given him earlier at Rockingham when he went to McDonald's?
The first 20 I gave him?
Yes.
No.
So after asking you for the $5 bill for a Sky Cap at Rockingham, you gave him a 20? Is that right?
Yes.
And he was at McDonald's, but he never tried to break it?
No.
And he never took the change from the 20 you paid for the food with?
No.
Now, when you were living on Rockingham, did the defendant take trips before that? Did he frequently go on trips?
Yes.
That was a common occurrence.
Yes.
Had he ever asked you? Had he ever asked you for change for a sky cap before going on any other trip besides this one?
No.
This was the first time.
Yes.
At the time that you heard the 3 thumps, can you tell us whether or not your bathroom window was open?
I don't think it was open. I usually don't have it open.
Okay. So you don't think it was that night?
Probably not.
When you went out to the south pathway for the first time, what position was the first gate in?
The first gate, I'm pretty sure it was in the position that I had to lean it against the tree.
Was it open?
It's broken.
Was it open?
No, I had to pick up and move it.
So the gate was closed when you went to it?
Right.
And you moved it physically against
Yes.
the tree?
Yes.
Had you ever gone over to that area before?
Yes.
And was the gate open or closed?
Usually the way it always is kind of, it's closed, but you know what I mean? It doesn't have a lot. You have to pick it up. So you'd have to pick it up, move it, then put it back.
But it's not locked?
No.
Was it difficult to move?
No.
All right, when you moved out, you had been living on Gretna Green until January of 94, is that right?
Yes.
And then you moved out at some point in January to live at Rockingham, is that right?
Yes.
At the point that you moved out to Rockingham, you had already made plans to go and live with Nicole at Bundy, is that right?
Yes.
What was her reaction to that?
When I was going to Bundy?
When you changed your mind,
Oh, she was
instead of
upset.
Sustained.
did she feel like you had betrayed her?
No. She felt I was manipulated. It was her words.
She felt that the defendant was manipulating you?
Is what Nicole said.
Times?
The times that she'd come by, just would ask if I found a place. Not many, I don't know what it's many. It's like 2 or 3.
So was she upset with you for staying at Rockingham?
Yes.
And did your relationship with her change after you moved into Rockingham?
Yes.
And how did it change?
It wasn't as, we weren't talking as much, and it was,
Mr. Johnny.
that was it. It was different. I always liked Nicole, but she wasn't talking as much, so.
Nevertheless, you stayed at Rockingham, didn't you?
Right. I was looking for places to move
been
to
to jail.
during that time.
Okay. Now, what was your arrangement going to be with her at Bundy? You were going to pay her rent?
Yes.
And how much were you going to pay her?
Between $450 and $500.
And then, when you moved to Rockingham, obviously you didn't.
No, I didn't
I knew
pay.
he wasn't
Did
done.
anyone else try to make up that money to her?
To
To Nicole? Did
I don't
anyone
think
else
so.
pay the money you would have paid for rent at Bundy?
no, I don't. Not that I know of.
Do you
Not
know
that
whether
I
the
know of.
defendant paid her $400 to $500 a month to make up for the loss of income she would have had from you?
No, I don't know that. No.
You don't know.
You were the reason she wasn't protected, man. I mean, who wants to go against Oj, though? Sucker. Study his brain for CTE, man. He's done. Mr. Jonathan.
Yesterday, sir, you testified. Yesterday, sir, you testified that the defendant did not want